I won't force you to listen to the revelation I got about praying for a miracle. However, if you really care about getting a miracle, you better listen to this revelation. Here's the thing. You want a miracle, but no amount of praying seems to get you a miracle. You've fasted, prayed in tongues, asked men of God to pray for you, all to no avail. What if I told you I know something you are missing? Yes, though you may think you have done everything to get a miracle, I know one thing you are missing. And before you ask who am I to make all these claims, I am a simple brother who has prayed and had God do a couple of miracles for me. In the process, I learned a thing or two about God doing miracles. Don't believe me yet? Wait and be the judge. Many believers know how to ask for a miracle from God. However, they are terrible at reading in between the lines. Here is how failing to read in between the lines looks like. You ask God to do a miracle for you, nothing happens, and you don't ask God any questions. Frustration builds up and you feel helpless. When you see other believers testifying of the miracles God did for them, you think they are making up stories. You feel this way because you lack a revelation about how God performs miracles. In the silence you feel after praying for a miracle, God has put answers for you. If you don't fix the root cause of your problem, expect more silence from God when you pray for a miracle. Silence is a polite way of God saying to you, my child, you are missing something. Now that I've told you the root cause of your problem, let me give you the solution. The three scriptures I am about to give you will lay a good foundation for you to understand the solution. First scripture, Jeremiah chapter 32 verse 27. Behold, I am the Lord, the God of all flesh. Is anything too hard for me? Do you understand this scripture in the context of God doing a miracle? Don't worry, I'll explain it. Let's read the second scripture, John 10 verse 37 and 38. If I am not doing the works of my Father, then do not believe me. But if I do them, even though you do not believe me, believe the works, that you may know and understand that the Father is in me and I am in the Father. Things are getting a bit complex here, but stay with me. You will understand everything in the end. 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 22 to 24. For Jews demand signs and Greeks seek wisdom, but we preach Christ crucified, a stumbling block to Jews and folly to Gentiles. But to those who are called, both Jews and Greeks, Christ the power of God and the wisdom of God. I'm sure you must be wondering how these scriptures connect. That's exactly what I'm going to explain to you. First, you should understand from the book of Jeremiah chapter 32 verse 27 that there is nothing too hard for God to do. That obviously includes whatever miracle you ask God to do. Second, you need to understand from the book of John chapter 10 verse 37 and 38 that the works that Jesus does are meant to make you believe that Jesus and the Father are one. This means that whatever miracle you ask for through Jesus, it will only be done for you to prove that Jesus and the Father are one. Lastly, 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 22 and 24 confirms to us that some people seek for signs to believe God, while others seek to understand God through reasoning. But in the end, Christ is the power of God and the wisdom of God. This means that whatever miracle you ask for, it is your understanding of Christ that will yield it. Still confused? Let me simplify everything. To get a miracle from God, start by asking for a miracle from God. If God remains silent, tell him you believe he has the power to do way more than what you are asking him to do. If God still remains silent, tell him you believe Jesus is the Son of God and you do not need a miracle to prove it. When God sees that you don't need a miracle to believe in his only begotten Son, there is no miracle he will not do for you, as long as you mean what you say. God bless you.